Live. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? What's up, Michael? What's up, Major? What's up, Duncan?
Boom. Live.
We are officially live. It's Friday. Lifestyle with Big Dru. I got John. He's in Orlando. He's live with us online. Happy to be here.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing, man? I'm always on the road, but you know I'm always going to be here for you guys.
Yes, it's the hardest owner I've ever known, guys. You guys know me. I've been in the supplement game and been with other companies. This company is this owner definitely puts the time in. He doesn't just sit behind the computer and make phone calls, tell people what to do. He's actually out there getting it. So.
Yeah, it literally is, man. Sorry, Drew. It's a little bit hard to hear you on the road where I'm at.
Can you hear me now? A little bit better?
I can hear you. It's a little muffled.
Okay.
All right, let me get the car.
Trying to get some connection, guys, going. This is as organic as it gets, people. We're officially live. John's in Orlando. We had a little bit of technical difficulties in the car now. Can you hear us good?
I can hear you better now for sure.
Good.
All right, so you want to get started on some of the topics we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah. We got phones or everything.
Driving versus flying.
We got flying versus driving. For all you people driving in the holidays, if you're flying or driving, the difference is HCG versus Tribulus, which is hilarious to me. I had a guy in the gym the other day. I was talking about Titan therapies. I was talking about HCG, TRT, HRT, and he said, I don't need that. I take Tribulus. I started laughing. So we're going to be talking about the differences between HCG and Tribulus.
Dude, so HCG versus Tribulus, there is no comparison, okay?
Exactly.
So Drew, I mean, Tribulus is an over-the-counter supplement that they push to raise testosterone levels. It's in all those testosterone-boosting supplements out there. It really doesn't work because if it was working, I don't think Ty would have a clinic open because Tribulus would be sold left and right to everybody. Exactly. If you're working, everybody have good testosterone levels and they'd be working. So, let's talk about a little bit of the difference between Tribulus and HCG. So HCG, we know, is a medication. And what is HCG? So HCG is a hormone, and for males, what it does is it stimulates, right? It stimulates the Leydig cells in the testicles, and what happens is it ignites the Leydig cells, which increases sperm and increases testosterone levels naturally. For women, it's the exact same thing, but obviously they don't have testicles. Okay, it happens in the ovary section of that. But, I mean, even with that, so it's going to raise and stimulate other hormones, where Tribulus is not doing that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. This guy was so adamant on Tribulus. I don't need... It was hilarious because the technical difficulties he was talking about, and us guys know what we mean by technical difficulties, Tribulus is not going to help. But he swore that he read up on it. I've been reading Tribulus, but, I mean... I'm not a fan of Tribulus. I remember one time someone gave me a raw bag of it. It looked like oregano or something. It was like a big raw bag. And I was making Tribulus tea. I was putting it in the water with the tea, drinking it every night. And I think it was just in my head because it really didn't do anything at all. It tasted like garbage. It was just like, it didn't do anything. Whatever studies they're saying that Tribulus boosts your testosterone, it might be like 1% where you're not going to feel it at all because I didn't feel anything from it at all.
I always tell people, hey, listen, screw the placebo effect. Hey, listen, let's do a baseline blood test of free and total testosterone. Yeah. Take your Tribulus for 60, 90 days, 30 days, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Retest those levels at the exact same time to be consistent of what's going on. Exactly. And you'll see that they really don't raise the levels. Yeah. I've tried Tribulus. A lot of guys don't want to go on hormones or testosterone and stuff like that. And they try these different over-the-counter boosters or Tribulus or DHEA even, which is a sexual hormone. And that's sold over-the-counter, but that doesn't raise testosterone levels for males like that. The one thing that people really got to get over is the myths, Drew. And the myths are testosterone is going to hurt you, right? They're going to turn you into an Arnold Schwarzenegger, meathead, all muscle, no brains, nothing else. But people got to remember that these hormones, especially in us males, that's what's in us. That's what makes us males. Right. It's a masculine hormone that we need, and females need as well, just a little bit, but not. It can't be substituted with these other medications or over-the-counter things that are being sold. And at that point, Tribulus might raise a percentage of the testosterone. I'm not going to say it won't raise any of it, but it's not going to be a noticeable effect where you're going to make one bit of difference as far as energy-wise or physical wise.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't believe it at all. I mean, I've tried Tribulus. I've tried the capsules from the stores. I've tried the raw. The guy that I got some like raw. I forget where I got it. It said it was like a bag, and it said Tribulus. I don't know if he got it in Chinatown or from someplace, because I think it was up north. I don't know, but it was like a bag of actually Tribulus. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is the real stuff. It's not the capsules. It's 100% organic. Nothing. It was terrible.
Right.
And I think, too, to touch base...
I mean, I've seen guys do the exact same thing where you're talking about get the raw and Tribulus.
Yeah, they think it's like...
What did some of the more experienced guys that I used to know back in the day, they used to get those raws like that, right? And then make their own capsules.
Yeah.
So they knew exactly what was going into it.
Yeah.
They could see the percentage. They could raise the percentage of some of these different ingredients at one different time. So these guys would run experiments. So they would get like the Tribulus, they get a couple other ingredients that were supposed to raise testosterone levels, and they'd play with it. So one week they would raise the percentage of how much Tribulus they put in there compared to the other ingredients. And literally, these guys, they literally were like, man, this is just garbage all the way around, I mean, it's... For something like that, listen, if you have a problem, you have low testosterone, there's really, you can try to delay it as much as you want, but you're obviously going to have to come around one way or another to either replace it or live the way that you're living right now. And we know that even if you're living the way that you are right now, you're going to decrease on testosterone levels every year, no matter what.
See, the thing, too, is also touch base, you said, talking about when people will buy testosterone boosters or even pro-hormones. One thing people don't realize is when people are getting prescribed their therapies, it's getting prescribed by a doctor. That means the doctor is basically saying, the doctor is recommending it. He's vouching for it, so to speak. He's saying it's okay. Doctors will not say that pro-hormones are okay. A lot of times people think just because they can go in the store and buy it, that automatically, since I can go in the store and buy it, it's safer and it's more effective than just because, they automatically think steroid, they think prescription. I've never heard of a doctor ever recommend taking pro-hormones or even testosterone boosters. I've never heard of it, ever. If testosterone boosters were like that, what they would do is, they would put testosterone boosters in, they would prescribe them if they really worked like that. So, and the thing is, a lot of times, just because you can go in the store and buy it, it's usually behind the counter at a supplement store. It's usually in a glass. They try to make it look all exclusive. And it's usually overpriced. And it's usually more dangerous than the actual thing. So a lot of times people are taking pro-hormones. Oh, I don't want to take testosterone yet, so I'll just take pro-hormones. Pro-hormones is worse for your body than testosterone. So if you're trying to be safe, you better get your blood work done and do it the real way as opposed to just going behind the counter. So all that stuff behind the counter, it may work, it may not, but it's not going to work like the real thing. And Tribulus is not testosterone. I don't care who says what, it's not testosterone.
Well, I think the biggest thing is you're looking at there is over the counter. There's a reason it's over the counter. And if it did work, trust me, the DEA, they're looking at all these different things. The FDA, they are too. And at that point, it would be prescription-based, or they'd make it prescription-based. Even a pharmaceutical company, they're not going to miss out on the money. Big Pharma is not stupid. They got billions of dollars, okay? They pretty much have licensing on all these different things. The hormones is this. Pro-hormones have to be processed through the liver. Now, I can't tell you how many people have came in on pro-hormones and have damaged their liver extensively with the use of pro-hormones. Liver functions, ALT, AST go through the roof. And then don't even boost these guys' testosterone levels. There's actually supplement companies that have gotten in trouble with spiking their products with some of these pro-hormones. And actually, what happened is there's a negative feedback loop, all right, in the pituitary. And what happens is if you take some of these things, they will suppress natural function. And then at that point, you might as well took a cycle per se, because you're going to be at the exact same point, if not even more damaging.
Yeah, I would. People are so
crazy.
People are so scared of the fact that you need a prescription for something. I just don't understand it. Like, even in terms of like alcohol or marijuana, that's another subject. We could talk about that one maybe next week. But people are scared of using marijuana when the doctor will prescribe it. I've never heard of a doctor prescribe someone, 2 shots of alcohol every night before bed. I've never heard of a doctor prescribing alcohol. So it kind of goes the same thing with what you're saying. Doctors won't prescribe pro-hormones because if pro-hormones worked, then they would prescribe them. So it makes perfect sense.
Right. Yeah, I've never seen a doctor ever push that or anything like that. I haven't seen some doctors say, hey, listen, maybe you might want to try a testosterone booster before you do this if you can. but they'll never recommend it. And I haven't even heard many doctors even say, hey, listen, you should try that.
Right.
You know, it just is what it is. Some of these guys come in, and they're like, hey, listen, should I take a test booster, doc? And it's like, listen, you know, if it's over the counter, go ahead and try whatever you want to try. But at that point, you know, I can't do anything for you at these levels the way they are. And that's really where it comes into play. We're finding something that's really going to be able to treat your problems instead of just trying to cover up the little symptoms that you're having and making sure that you're getting the problem taken care of. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that go in, I've talked to a couple guys this last week, especially on the phone, and they're saying, hey, listen, you know, I went into my doctor that, you know, I'm having – one of the bank managers I was talking to the other day, he said, John, he goes, you know, I know you guys do testosterone replacement therapy. He goes, I have these symptoms that you guys are always talking about because they follow your YouTube. Yeah. And at that point, like when I went into the doctor, he just said my number was normal. Then you have to ask the question, well, what was my number, right? Because not the regular guy doesn't or person doesn't go in there and question their doctor. Right. If a doctor says, you know, I did some blood on you, everything looks fine, great, doc, I'm healthy as a horse. Yep, you're healthy as a horse. Now, ask that number. And then when you really break it down, you educate people and you tell them, hey, listen, there's a reference range. And you tell them, like LabCorp, the one we use the most, it's from 216 to 946. To anybody that knows, they're going to say, that's a pretty big range. And if you're covering the age groups from 18 to 58 years old with the exact same range, that means a 50-year-old and an 18-year-old could come back at 300 and they're supposed to be both normal.
Yeah. Well,
that should be more normal for a 58-year-old and not an 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, the range thing is, I would say test first and then test again in 30 to 90 days to see where people are at, because people are always talking about ranges. I always hear numbers. You know, people always ask me when I got mine done. You know, my first time I got mine done, mine was only 408. I didn't even know what those numbers meant. People thought it was. I didn't know what it meant. I mean, I know now. But, I mean, a lot of times I hear numbers. People always say, oh, what's your test level? What's your test level? To get your blood, what's your test level? You'd have to go off of, like, the difference, where it started and where it is now. Because, like, just like what you said, one person could be 400, the other person could be 700, and they could still have the same exact symptoms or lack thereof. They could have the same everything, but one be 4 and one 7s because their bodies are structured differently. So even so with women have testosterone, some more than others. So the women that have high testosterone, those would be the ones maybe they can put on more muscle, maybe just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's you know, like I say, it's all dialing in process too for people, getting them to feel better, get rid of the symptoms, and be on a healthy track long term. I'm doing whatever regimen they're on. You're saying, but once you get it dialed in, man, it should really be smooth sailing after that, because you're doing the exact same thing over and over. The problem is a lot of people aren't consistent, or they start using other things, or whatever it may be. They start throwing their system back out of whack. So if the guy's really looking to really get his testosterone in place and start feeling good, it should only take about a month to 3 months tops to dial you in. If there's any issues whatsoever, whether it be estrogen, not enough testosterone, or whatever it may be. But the real key is really just keeping track of yourself, knowing what's going on, being consistent, and then following the regimen. And then if there's any problems or issues that you have to deal with, contacting the medical provider, the clinic, or wherever's doing your regimen to tell them and do blood testing to really see what's going on, retweak the regimen, and then go back on it and be consistent, and then go from there.
Exactly, rather than trying to figure it out, because the bloods don't lie. It's just like what you've been telling me for the longest, and I'm finding out, like, we can sit here and talk all we want, but the blood work's going to show everything. I mean, the blood work's going to show everything. We got a guy online right now. William said, if your doctor prescribes you a pro-hormone or a test booster, find a new doctor. Justin. I agree with you, Justin. I definitely agree with you. Definitely is it. We got a guy on here right now saying that range is so misleading, just like what you were saying. 200 to 700 is way too big. Way too big. Yeah.
So the next one. So cell phones are everything.
Yes, they're everything. The other day I left.
I'm on mine right now, driving. You guys can see there's traffic.
Yep.
Right.
I'm not driving per se. I got Shree's driving, so I'm doing the right thing here. I'm abiding by the laws.
Okay.
Yeah, but cell phones are basically everything. I mean, you're on it now. We record on it. We talk on it. The other day I left the house. I left my wallet. I could care less as long as I have my phone. And that was the first time I really realized, like, wow, like, you know, cell phone is everything. All these apps now, you can pay through the app. So all you got to do is just download the app, enter your card information. You don't even need your phone anymore. Apple Pay, you know, whether it's Google Maps or, I mean, you really don't need your cell. The other day I left, and I was literally gone the whole day from morning until night, didn't have my wallet, I had my phone. I was able to pay bills. I was able to pay this. Apple Pay here, that was so much easier. I actually liked it better because I didn't have the bulk of having the wallet in my pocket all the time. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty much, I think it's going to get to a point where we don't even have IDs, where everything is just, whether it's off of a device or whether we're chipped, I think everything is just going to go off of one thing. What's the point in having a physical, I mean, we barely have physical mail anymore. Everything's email. They have the paperless. After a while, it's going to be like, you want a paperless ID? Yeah, we'll put it into your cell phone or something.
I agree. And you know me, Drew. Everything's on my cell phone, and I fully use every function on my cell phone I possibly can, man.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
Every design that it's used for. I mean, from the notes to the reminders, stopwatches, all the apps. I mean, even FaceTime right now has just been a beautiful thing. Like you were saying, Apple Pay. It's right on my phone. I click the button twice, boom, done. It's ready to go.
Yeah, it even saves you that. I mean, just the convenience of having to reach into your pocket to get your stuff. I mean, that's, or even women have purses, they have to dig it out. This and that. Apple Pay, literally just look at your phone, touch it, and walk off. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's true. So, that makes me, brings us to another point, safety and making sure that your phone is kept safe. So definitely having a passcode on there to make sure, not giving your cell phone to people that you don't know, because we were talking about the other day, some of them demoing money. One guy gave his cell phone to a chick, right?
Yeah,
she was going to put her phone number in there.
She capped that herself $300. Yeah, she capped that herself $300
on accident.
Yeah.
Quotation marks.
That's bad. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, so you got to watch out. There's a lot of scammers out there and people out there, so you got to keep your cell phone safe. It might be even some of the pictures you have in there, Yeah. You might be having a fun time with your old lady or your partner or whatever, take some fun pictures.
Yeah.
Now they're on there. Now somebody gets in your phone, they get those pictures, and now they're trying to blackmail you, they're sending them off, they're putting them on girlfriendsrevenge.com, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself and your pictures or whatever information you have on there, even if it's your social security number.
Right.
I know some people keep their passwords in their phones, like a whole list.
Yeah.
At that point, once they get to that, they have everything on you, man. They sell it on the black web, and you're done. I mean, you're done all the way together.
Yeah, the password things is, I've always done that. I've always had like an app where I have an app for an app, and I have my they're on there, but they're not just visible. You need passwords to get the passwords and all that, but up in the cloud. But yeah, pretty much cell phones, everything. I mean, especially for kids now.
I mean, think about it. Your password's everything these days. I mean, it's going to go along with everything you do, man. And I mean, some of these passwords. If you're like me, you got 50 passwords literally to every social media, every application you're using, every website, whatever it is.
Another thing too, people have to watch out to, especially with Apple TV. Apple TV has the Amazon where you could have the Amazon app on your Apple TV. People got to be careful if you have people over your house and you have the Amazon app, Apple TV. Say if you have a house party at your house or people over, you're not really paying attention, someone could literally just go onto your TV with their remote and order it right to their house, and you're going to be charged for it because it's through the Apple TV. So it's like, I don't know. Like I just noticed that the other day when the Apple TV, I noticed the Amazon, and I downloaded Amazon to the Apple TV, but then once I realized, I was like, nah, I don't want that on there because then someone can just go on there.
Start ordering themselves up.
They can just order whatever. Yeah, because it's different through the Apple TV as opposed to your phone. Your phone you have to use your Face ID. But the Apple TV, it's either open or I think you could put a password. I don't know. I just didn't like it, so I took it off. But yeah, pretty much cell phones is everything. I don't know what's going to be. I don't know what else they could do with their cell phones. Like right now we do, like 5 years ago we were like, oh, we're going to be able to do this with your cell phone. I don't know. What else can they really do with the cell phone? I mean, they have the ID, they have the money, they have the tracking, they have the video call. I mean, what else can they really do with the phone? I mean,
honestly, the next thing that's coming along, Drew, and it's really, really exciting, but kind of scary at the same point, is biotech. And biotech's going to be technology that you can actually implant into yourself or attach to yourself and start using. I mean, it's the way of the future. It's really where it's going. Yeah. They're talking about microchipping people. Trust me, that is not far from reality right now. It's really going to start going on. I read about a company that if you want to work for it, now you have to do the biochip. It's called a biochip. To get in the doors, to everything. It'd be a little chip they implant in you. It's real crazy. But a high security measure.
I saw on Facebook, it looked like a little, it was like reddish, looked like a little metal piece. It was like glass and metal. The thing is with those chips.
It's almost like that.
The thing is with those chips, once they start chipping people, are people going to get to the point where if they're on the run or whatever, they're going to have to take their own chip out?
Right.
Like, say if, if it's a tracking device and people don't want to be tracked, they're going to have to, where are they going to put it where you can't just manually go in there and take it out? You know.
Exactly. I mean, listen. I mean,
I can't believe we're talking about this.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. Technology always has its ups and downs. So at that point, like, it's good. It'll be easier to do things, whatever it may be. But then you're going to have problems. Listen, you can be tracked at any point in time. People, when you start involving technology, now you start involving people that want to hack that technology. Okay? Some people do it for fun, and some people do it for money, right? Or some people do it for revenge. So at that point, you really got, it's another thing you have to keep safe. And if they can biohack, they're talking about hacking cars now, the automatic cars already. So think about it. Yeah. You're driving a car, somebody really wants to get you, dead. They take over that car and they just run you through a red light. I mean, it's really crazy where it's going to be going. So, like I said, technology is always a blessing, but you always got to worry about the negatives, and there are some negatives, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's going to be cool. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, more stuff comes out. It's cool. I mean, I remember when Google Glass came out. Me and Therese had one of the first beta Google Glasses. And when I walked in, it didn't have any lens or anything in front of it, but when I walked in, people were like, oh my God, what's that? And then they started outlawing that tech from being in public places because people didn't want to get videotaped or photographed or didn't know if you were recording or whatever it may be. Yeah. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go, because I've seen some other things coming out like that this year. Like I said, it's really cool. It can be used for a lot of good things, but a lot of negative things too. So I think it's going to be awesome, though. Yeah. We have William online on the screen right now. He says he pays with his Apple Watch too. So I didn't know you could pay with your Apple. I don't have an Apple Watch. I've yet to find one that fits these muffs, these wrists. But every time I put one on, it looks my hands. People know I got real big hands. It looks like a little dot on my hand. It doesn't look right, and it's on like the very last little thing. So Apple, you're doing everything right except having watches for guys with big hands. I'm gonna get you hooked up, Drew. I know where they make some bigger wrist things for the Apple Watch. Maybe that might be a Christmas present. You never know. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great, because those Apple Watches. The thing is, once I get the Apple Watch, I'm never gonna pull my phone out. So it's like one thing or the other. I go from, remember, it was always on the TV. Kids, you're always watching TV. Now then it was computer. Then it was games. Now it's phones. And just like what you said, if I have an Apple Watch, I'm not sure exactly what I could do with it. My phone might never come out of my pocket now if I could do everything from the watch. I mean, maybe Instagram and stuff like that, it's going to be a smaller screen, but I mean, talking, texting, you can do everything. Maybe they'll get a bigger screen on the watch. I had an Apple Watch for years. Love the Apple Watch. It's great, if you're looking for a call or something like that. It even keeps track of your heart rate and stuff like that. Yeah. And that is another thing. It can be used for health purposes, where they can actually read your EKG, so they know exactly what's going on through the Apple Watch, and they can monitor that. So if you do have heart problems and stuff like that, it is a plus to have one of those watches, as it can keep track of your health and make sure you're staying where you need to be. The real cool thing is they're working on some of these apps right now to go with the Apple Watch that for diabetic or something that's pre-diabetic, that is a game changer, dude. Because you know right away, once you eat, and that thing that's keeping track and monitoring you, where your glucose levels are at. And that could be, like I said, that's a game changer for people that are, trying to monitor that, or they're diabetic or pre-diabetic and want to make sure their levels are not skyrocketing or going too high. So that health app, like said, especially with that health app too, that health app and then the Apple Watch. I just realized the health app probably like a month ago. I've had Apple for years, but I never actually clicked on that health app. And I went through it the other day and I actually saw everything that was in there. So now it's like, it's amazing how much people do with the phones. And I can't see them going anywhere else. I mean, it's going to be worse and worse. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, it used to be like, okay, the kid's 16, he could have his own phone. Then it went to 14, now it's like 12. Now you see like 8-year-olds with iPhone 11 Maxes. It's crazy, this. What else we got? We got driving versus flying. Driving versus flying. I know a lot of people are flying or driving during the holidays. I'm actually going out of town too. I got the cities wrong, because the place where I'm going to, there's Mooresville and Morrisville. Okay. So when I Googled it, I Googled Morrisville. So I thought we were going to Morrisville, which is like 2.5 hours from the house that we're going to be staying at. So I'm like, am I going to have to drive an hour to Orlando, the hour 20 minutes to Orlando, then fly 2 hours there, then get off and drive 2.5 hours to the place, or should I just haul ass and try to get there in 8 hours? So that got my mind thinking about the whole driving versus flying thing. Now, luckily, it's Moorestown, not Morrisville,
So we're only 20 minutes from the place. We actually going to just fly anyways. But for people that have to travel, if the airport is 2 hours or 3 hours from the closest, the closest airport to where you go is 2-3 hours, do you want to drive or do you want to fly? And how much time difference is it? Like, if it's a 6-hour drive to get there, or an hour flight with a 2.5-hour drive from the airport, you know what I mean? Like, what?
It's pretty close.
What? I would rather drive just so I could be. If I'm going to be traveling for 4 hours in a plane, whereas for driving for 6 in a car, I think I might take the 6 in a car.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it all depends on where you're at and what you're doing, like you said. I mean, if it was almost the same amount of time, I think I'd probably drive. Yeah. You know what? Before traveling, flying was not that bad. Now it is a headache to fly, man. Yeah. I mean, it's a headache. Yeah. So unless I really need to fly anywhere anymore, I really don't. I really like to drive. Sharice loves driving. Yeah. So at that point, I really, I'd like to have my car. I like to have the amenity of having that car where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I said, flying might be a different thing. I'll give you an example. So when I go to Miami, and I'll be going there soon, it's a 4.5-hour trip to drive. Maybe 4 hours if you're driving fast, right? Or maybe quicker. It just all depends who's doing it, how fast you're driving. Where if I go to the airport, I'll have to get there an hour beforehand the flight at least. And then it's about a 45-minute flight there. So it's not as bad, per se. So I do like to fly, if it's going to be something like that. But if it's a heavy travel time, too, you got to watch out for that because you might be in the airport, you might be stuck. If you're in a cold place where it snows or bad weather, you might get stuck because it might have a delay, and then it's even more time. So, it all depends. When you're driving at least, or you got somebody with you, you can at least be listening to some tunes or talking to somebody about what's going on while you're down there. I do like driving. Flying is just, it's a convenience factor if you really got to go out of the state and, you can't drive there. It's going to take you forever to drive. Like when I go to Chicago, it's like an 18-hour drive. I'd rather fly for, 2.5 hours to be there and be done.
The farthest I drove down here from Massachusetts in 2007, and I'm never making that trip again. It was 25 hours. I hated it. It was terrible. But I like to fly, but just like what you said, if it's an hour to the airport early and then going through check, it's just so much work.
It could be a pain in the ass, man.
For sure. You gotta pay for your bags.
2 hours they want you there before the flight.
Yeah, people always talk about, you got to pay for your bags. I'm like, you got to pay for gas. I mean, what's the difference? If you're traveling with a decent amount of luggage, you could be spending $120 on your luggage to bring it with you. Yeah. So then, just put that $200 in the gas tank and tilt the seat back, listen to some music, stop when you want to stop, you use the bathroom. You don't have to bump elbows with people. The only thing is with me is if I'm driving, it has to be like me and one other person. I can't drive in a car with like 4 or 5 other people. That just doesn't work. Like it has to be like 2 or 3 people in a car that can fit like 5 or 6 people. Like I can't be in a car, 3 people in the back, 2 in the front, 5 people driving for 5 or 6 hours. That doesn't work. But if it's just me, if it's just me,
for that.
Yeah, if it's just me, if it's just by myself, I'll drive forever. I don't have to talk to anybody. I could drive as fast as I want. People don't get scared because I drive fast sometimes, and it's a lot easier. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna actually end up flying, so it's a lot easier just to fly up there. It's only 40 minutes from where we'll have to go, so it's not the 2.5 hours like I thought. But when I heard that 2.5 hours, I was like, I'll just drive. I'm not taking 2.5 hours of flight in the airport, then get there and have to drive again. Nah, I'd rather just haul ass and just do what I got to do. Go all the way there.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm definitely with you on that for sure. Plus, you got some companions with you. Sometimes when you're by yourself, you can get tired or whatever. But definitely, if you're traveling at least one other person, man, it's definitely good for the drive. I know I'm good for that, but I'm anxious. So people are going to see us traveling soon. Yeah, we're gonna take a little Team Titan trip, and we're gonna go somewhere this year. Well, so we're gonna see documented and see how the elbow room and everything is in these flights. Because man, that's one thing I hate. I always got Sharice next to me, and she's usually sitting in the middle, and I'm sitting on the outside. Yeah. But you know how those seats are; they're real small. Man.
Oh, it's terrible. These shoulders aren't built for those planes, and people always say like, "Why don't you get an aisle seat? Get an aisle seat. That way you're I don't have to worry about. I can have my shoulder in the aisle. But every time I do that, I get bumped the whole flight. And these women, or these guys, they don't care. Like they just walk through your arm. Like they're so used to it. There's no excuse me. One time I literally had like rug burn because I had a tank top on, and the lady had like a like the uniform, and just from her walking back and forth, it was like causing friction on my arm, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'd rather sit on the window. I'd rather sit on the window. That way, my shoulder could be a little collapsed, but I can kind of tuck some clothes, and I'm away from everybody. I'd rather be tight in a way than have to just keep waking up and dealing with that. And in the middle, it's just not going to work. I can't fit in the middle seat. So.
Yeah, man. Trust me, I sit on the outside all the time too, and I'm not even as big as you, so I'm getting bumped every time somebody's got to go to the bathroom. And I'm not talking about getting out and going to the bathroom. I'm talking about walking up and down the aisles.
Yeah, I can't stand it. They need to have like planes other than just first class. They need to have like a specific type of plane where larger people can fly, not just people, bodybuilders, or even people. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world that don't fly because they're just too big. They're too big. I mean, if you weigh 300-400 pounds, how are you going to fit in some of those seats?
Well, that's the thing. Now the airlines are making those people buy 2 seats.
But even if they buy 2 seats, do the arms always go down?
Oh, I mean, they could put the arm up in the center and they take the 2 seats.
Yeah, but I don't know. That to me, if I was that big, I mean, my upper body's my waist isn't that big to sit on 2 seats like that. But why don't they just make a different plane with bigger seats? Because then you have like half and half. Huh?
They're going to have to make bigger planes with bigger seats. And the reason is because we know our population is obese and overweight. Yeah. So they can't fit those normal seats anymore. That's the problem. Yeah. They're trying to pack more people in these bigger planes by creating, smaller seats. But it's going to have to go in the opposite. I think, you know what? I rode on some planes this last month where they actually were the newer planes, and they actually did make the seats a little bit bigger. Not much bigger, but they were a little bit bigger. But I mean, it's still like a problem. Like I said, and wherever you sit in the plane, and they're going to charge you for those seats now on those airlines. So if you want a bigger seat, they charge you a little bit extra on that. Like you said, the bags, the ticket. So it adds up to a lot more money.
The thing is, they might as well just fly first class, because if they fly first class, they're probably going to end up. I don't know how much more they would charge, but sometimes first class, sometimes,
man, it's a little bit more money for sure. The only good thing is you got a bigger seat.
But that's a good thing, though.
At that point.
But that's a good thing. If I'm big enough where I have to buy 2 seats, buying 2 seats might be more than first class.
That's right.
That's always an option too. But if you're flying with other people, then they would have to get first class if you want to sit together.
Right. So that's just what it is, man, for sure. So, man, Christmas is coming up. Man, you ready for Christmas yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Definitely ready for Christmas. That's just like what I talked about. I'm going to be going up to North Carolina. My girlfriend's family's up there. They're renting a big house like they do every year, so it's going to be a lot of food, a lot of fun. Cool. A lot of food, a lot of fun. Hopefully it snows. She hasn't seen snow, so hopefully it might snow up there. But
Oh, she hasn't seen snow yet?
Nah, she's never seen snow. She's never seen snow. She's from Jamaica. Her whole family's Jamaican, so everybody's going up to North Carolina, so hopefully it snows up there. So.
It probably will. I know. That's how Sharice was and stuff like that. And I took them up to Illinois and Indiana for their first time. They got to see snow for the first time a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've never. I'm done with the snow. Like I'm done with the snow, but I mean, she's never seen it. So. I like to watch snow from inside. Like I had too many memories of being a kid out in this. I used to love it when I was a kid, but now looking back, I'm never going back to that mess. It's too much work.
Never going back.
It's too dirty. It's too slippery.
I grew up snowmobiling the whole nine, man. In the snow, and that was fun, I guess. But man, that shit gets old real quick. And I'm definitely not going back up there for that. I mean, I'd really just enjoy summer. If you want to go on a little vacay for like a week, go skiing or somewhere in Colorado or something like that, see a lot of snow, and then get your ass back to Florida, because man, that gets real old real quick, for sure.
And pulling your groin from slipping on the ice all day long, walking around. I mean, the little things that people don't realize, scraping your car windows, or or when you walk into the grocery store and all the tracked snow everyone's bringing in. So as soon as you walk through those sliding glass doors, it's like mud and slush everywhere from all the snow. And you have a guy with a squeegee, like it's terrible. Yeah, it's bad.
Well, even in your house, I mean, I remember before, you have the mat outside, you hit it on your shoes, but you still got all that nasty ass black water slush like you were talking about. Yeah. It goes everywhere, I mean, pretty much. So, yeah, that's another thing. And then walking in and out of the cold, that's a whole different other story for you. I mean, you're warm, you get warmed up, and you go right back outside, and you're slamming that cold weather. Yeah. It don't feel good. Yeah. Plus depression. Gray, dark skies. I mean, it's depressing, man. We automatically know that the more gray that you see, the more depressed that people get. And through the year, it's always up there. That's the other good thing about Florida. You usually see the sun no matter what season it's in.
Yep.
And, it does create a better environment. It makes you happier to see that sunlight. I feel like I'm like that right now. It's great the whole day here.
Yeah, as soon as I looked outside this morning, I felt like going back to sleep. I got lazy. I don't like it. I feel like I was in London or something. I don't like it. Got to have the sunshine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing I do say about Christmas, so a lot of times people get so stressed out with what are they going to make, what are they going to wear, what are they going to give as a gift. I just try to keep everything simple and just try to enjoy it. One thing people, they get so caught up on what they're supposed to do for holidays because everyone else does it, whether it's a movie, whether it's a tradition or this and that. I mean, I just don't like when people get so stressed about what they're going to cook, what they're going to wear, where they're going to go, what time we're going to get there. Is this person coming? Is this the right thing? After a while, it's like sometimes people just need to sit back and actually enjoy it, not think too much. I mean, kids are a little bit different. I just think Christmas is literally just for the kids. Once you get to a certain point, it's just for the kids. The adults, we get together, hang out, eat, but it's for the kids. So it's kind of like, I just don't like when people get so stressed. So what am I going to get? What am I going to get? Like, I really don't care what I get. That's not about that for me. It's never been about that for me. I just...
that's a whole different thing, I mean, like, especially now, when you get older, I never think about what somebody's going to get me.
Yeah.
And then to get something for somebody else, I like to give a lot more than I like to get. For sure, I'm more of a giver type person. So at that point, I don't really think about it. I try to get gifts for people that they're going to use. At that point, I don't get stressed out about it. And whether I had, a lot less money, more money, it's the exact same thing for me. So I just try to, and it's mostly for the kids. Yeah. And even my son, he's 10 years old. Yeah. With the internet, his friends, everybody out there, Santa's gone now. So he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool when they think Santa's there. Yeah. But when it gets ruined or that dream is over with as far as Santa not being there, then it's kind of like, hey, listen, I know it's just you and mom, dad, So it's
I never even thought
about
that.
Out of it, but I still try to give them that.
I never thought about that. Like, now kids can Google, is Santa real? No, okay.
I
never thought about that.
I mean, before, we'd have to ask our parents, or a friend would ruin it for us, or a brother or sibling or whatever it is. Now they got their cell phones or their iPads. They go right on there. They ask a question, and they get the answer.
That's crazy. I never even thought about that.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Definitely a good thing, though. I mean, it goes back to technology again. Technology is a great thing, but, man, it can be horrible, too, in the light where it gives information you might not want somebody to find out, like your kids, and it's right there, blatantly for them. So it is what it is.
What do you got going on? What do you got going on?
There should be a time for giving and people literally like being nice to each other. Like, I think that's what we're missing these days in society in general. I mean, I think that people are just more selfish than ever, or they don't think about other people, or they just don't want to be good people altogether. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, it's becoming a rarity these days, man. People like that, which sucks.
It's a shame, but it is what it is. What do you got going on there? What do you got going out there in St. Pete? Is it a car show? Orlando. I forgot. You're in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Do the car show?
Yeah. So Orlando. I'm out here in Orlando, and it's for Festival of Speed. Okay. So we're the media sponsor, which is one of the main sponsors for Festival of Speed. Tonight there's a jet reception. They're going to be in this jet hangar. They got like these big W-2 bombers, a whole bunch of these like G5 planes, and all these different jets. So it'll be like a VIP event. So I'm going to be there. The Titan Medical Center setup will be there with some of the Titan nuts dressed up. Me, Sharice, I even got a little Pete down here to represent. Want to say hi, Pete? So I got Pete down here. We're all going to have fun as a family. And then Sunday is the big Festival of Speed. It's at the Ritz-Carlton. They're going to have all these one-of-one cars, plus Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. The Titan Hummer's going to be out there. We'll be out there. We'll be doing giveaways and stuff like that. But it's really cool. We were a part of it in St. Petersburg last year, and we'll be a part of it this year in St. Pete, so you'll get to come this year.
Okay.
And that's only, I think that's next month in January, to be honest with you.
Yeah, next month.
But it's a great event, man. Very, very cool is to get to see all the cars in one spot. It's like a big car show, but none of these guys are trying to get a trophy or anything like that. They just bring out the rides to show people.
So if people want to come out and check it out, will they just come out? Is there tickets, or how does it work?
Yep. So it's for families all day, Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, Florida. Titan will be there in full effect. I'll be there with Sharice, the kids, and some of the Titanettes. I know Art's going to be out there. So we're going to be kicking out there. It's going to be good, man. Orlando's really nice. Right now, the weather's decent. Going to be decent for Sunday. It's going to be 75 and sunny, which is really, really nice.
That's good.
Taking advantage of that Florida weather out here in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every time this year, when I see it, it's like that nice. I'm like, oh my God, this is why we're in Florida, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm spoiled too. I don't realize until I look at pictures of up north, or I realize the struggle they're going through, and I just walk outside in the tank top, sit on the bench, relax. Yeah.
It's so nice, man. You get to pick your own. You get to pick whatever you want to wear pretty much every day.
You got to enjoy it while it lasts, though, because the cost of living, I have a feeling, is going to go up fast.
Yeah,
it's
man.
going to stay going up.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So,
you got any giveaways going on?
ABC show that starts January 5th, 11 a.m. Sundays, every Sunday.
Grand opening.
When's the grand opening? Everybody keeps asking me.
Grand
the
opening
new
is
office.
going to be like mid-January. We got the electrical signs getting completed finally, and that's what we're waiting on. The big electrical signs in the front and on the side. And once we have that, it's going to be complete. The whole inside's done, all painted, ready to go. Staff's all set. So we're all set in there as far as that goes, man. I'm really excited about that.
Is there anything going on for the grand opening? Any particular events or anything going on that day that we're actually opening, or is it just a grand opening?
Yeah, so we'll be open that day, along with, we're going to have prizes given out as far as therapies and stuff like that. We're also going to have free giveaways. We might be doing some Botox and stuff like that day too as well for some people to win. So that'll be really cool. Oh shit! One more thing, Sharice, I need this, please. And then they're gonna get to see the location. And if they want to sign up for any therapies that day, they'll get an awesome discount on some of those therapies and stuff like that, so they can have that too as well.
Also, when you guys come down too, it's a new location, it's in Channelside. So when you come down, if you come down for the grand opening, you can walk around. There's plenty of sidewalks around. There's places to eat. They got the scooters everywhere outside if you want to grab a scooter. So when you come for the grand opening, guys, you're not just going to come in and just stand there and just be stuck. I mean, you can kind of walk around, see the area, see the neighborhood, and see the new office. The office goes from one block all the way to the other. So it's from street to street. Big green building, Crossmead Aquarium. Can't miss it. So when you come down, make sure you guys come in. Make sure you say hello. I'll be here. Come say what's up to me, and check out the office. We got clothes. You can buy clothes. Everyone keeps asking me where they can get the Titan clothes. They keep asking me for free stuff. I don't give out the free stuff when people ask for it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I feel like you're deserving, or if I have stuff with me, I always like to give out free stuff. You guys have known me for giving away stuff for years. But if you come up to me and say, "Hey, Drew, I need an XL hoodie," you're not going to get one. It doesn't work like that. So, but if you want to buy the stuff, come on down 912 Channelside. We sell all kinds of stuff. You could also order it online. But when you have the grand opening, you can buy it right here. So, I mean, that's an option, too.
Absolutely. Plus, we're going to start doing some gym takeovers, right, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
Gym up in January, do one maybe every quarter, every month. We'll figure that out and get that into effect for them.
Yeah, we're going to start doing gym takeovers. I'm going to start doing them on the weekends. Maybe hit like anywhere from 1 to 5 gyms on a weekend. Just go in there, hit up the gym, do some crazy lifting videos. I'm back to 300 pounds now. I'm back to lifting heavy now, so be good content and also a good way to get Titan out there. Show you guys some of the clothes and just shake hands and talk with some of the people that only see us on TV. They only see us here. So when you come to the gym takeovers, you can come meet me. You can talk to me, whatever. I'm not an asshole. You can walk up to me and talk to me. So it is what it is.
Plus, hey, listen. So I got the email from Apple today. So
Titan app.
The programs for the Titan program, Titan Fitness, is going to be live here very shortly.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be exciting, man. Custom diets, custom training. Then we're going to start adding those videos of you and some of the other athletes in there, too, as well, so they can start training like the Titan athletes do.
Yeah, it's going to be great, guys. If you guys don't know, we got the Titan Fitness apps coming. It's going to be on the App Store, correct?
Program. No, it's in the program. It's a special sign-up.
It's a special sign-up program, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be
after they sign up.
Okay, so you sign up to a special program. It's going to be actually detailed videos of me and all. It's got 100%. So we give you the workouts. We tell you what to do, the nutrition. It's like an all-in-one thing. So once we get this app, it's what's up, Sharice? Once we get this app, it's huge.
Hello.
What's up? But yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great program. It's the Titan Fitness program. It's got everything on there: food, the diets, the workouts, and they switch up. We're not just going to give you one workout and send you on your way. The workouts keep switching. The food keeps switching. So it's almost like you have your own coach. You have your own trainer, your own nutritionist. It's going to be everything. It's going to be great.
Very excited for that, brother. Very excited, man. As you guys can see, I am officially here.
Disney.
And it's not that packed, We're going to see how it goes here, though, with the fan for a couple hours. So we should definitely do the giveaway too, Drew. If you want to give away some clothes for somebody, you can pick whatever items they want.
Okay.
Just hashtag Titan Gear and text it to the line 727-389-3220.
All right, sounds good, guys. You guys want the giveaways, get on the phone right now. You just heard John. We're going to be giving out some phone. Hashtag, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm waiting for you guys right now. Titan Gear, hoodies, tights, everything. Titan apparel.
And we got some new gear in too. We got some new girls racer tanks and stuff like that. Plus we're getting some new guy stuff into immediately. So I hope you guys are ready.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait. Let's see what we got. We got anybody calling in now?
It's on their phone. They will know. John's going to be the one that picks it out.
John, you're going to be the one to pick it out. It's on your phone.
Huh?
You're going to be the one to pick it out. It's on your phone.
The Titan Gear giveaway.
The Titan Gear giveaway.
It'll be coming to the main line, so they'll be picking it out.
Okay.
I got the girls there. They're going to pick the first, maybe 2 or 3 people that do it. The text in. We'll send them out some of the new gear.
It's quick.
All right, that's good.
All right.
You got anything else going on? You guys want to give a shout out to John? John's out in where are you? Orlando? Where are you? Orlando. Yeah. He's gonna be in Orlando. We got the too much stuff going on. Check the website. Check the schedule. Festivals of Speed. Titan giveaways. Grand opening. Fitness program. A lot of stuff going on. Check us out next week. Titan Lifestyle, 2 p.m. John will be here. If he's not here, we'll make him here. If I'm not here, we'll make it here. It doesn't matter if I'm in China or I'm in the U.S. I will be on the screen for you guys every Friday, 2 p.m. Titan Lifestyle. This ECA is kicking in. I'm starting to sweat. I'm ready to work out. Let's go. I'm tightened up. Y'all better tighten up.